Natalia Bonner. Welcome back. All right, a lot of the times I'm sharing machine quilting videos here with you, sharing how I'm using rulers or doing some pre-motion quilting. But what do I actually do with the quilts before I load those onto the Longarm machine? I'm going to be sharing my process here today, and I hope you find a little bit of inspiration. I've definitely learned a lot about what to do through a lot of trial and error. So let's hop over to my floor where we'll start out by laying out the quilt. So before I load the quilt onto the Longarm machine, I always start out by making sure that my backing is large enough. Because I'm quilting for clients, I always double check. More than once have I had a quilt where I was told that the backing was large enough and it was not. So I'm going to start out by laying out the backing, laying it out, making sure the direction is right, making sure everything is okay before I load it onto the quilting machine. Okay, once I have everything laid out, now I'm going to lay the quilt top actually right here on top of the backing. So I want to make sure that I'm going to load everything correctly, as well as make sure that the size is large enough. Okay, awesome. I can see that everything is definitely large enough on this quilt. I actually have probably 5+ inches all the way around, which makes me so freaking happy. So when I complete this step, laying it out, making sure that everything is big enough, I'm also going to use a tape measure and measure the quilt at this point. I'm also using the largest, flattest surface that I have to lay out this quilt and make sure everything's big enough, which for me most often ends up being my living room floor. So the next thing that I'll do is grab my batting. Now I actually do use bagged batting, only though if it is the quilter's dream batting on this quilt, I want it to have a lot of really soft texture. So I'm going to use the wool batting, the texture on it, plus kind of that soft antique feel that it'll give to this quilt top, I think will be the perfect choice. Once I've made sure everything's the right size, now let's hop over to my machine and let's load this quilt onto the Longarm. Okay, so I've already laid out the quilt, made sure that the backing is large enough. I know that my batting is large enough. Between every single quilt, I do stop and clean my machine really thoroughly. I like to clean my tracks and all my wheels, wipe everything down with a Clorox wipe, and then I'll change my needle, change my bobbin thread, or make sure there's a new bobbin, enough bobbin thread in there if I'm using the same color as the previous quilt. If I need to change my top thread colors, and now I'm ready to actually start loading it on the machine. So there obviously is a bit of prep work that does go into loading before I actually get to the loading point. Okay, so I know that everything's already all laid out, the directions I want everything to go in. That's another thing when I'm laying everything out ahead of time, making sure that it's all gonna be the correct sizes. I'm also making sure that things go in the correct direction. Definitely, I don't think more than once, but I definitely have loaded a quilt backing on before and quilted it with the backing upside down, which resulted in some custom machine quilting for a still of a deal, but it definitely has happened. So always make sure that you're trying to pay attention to the direction of everything when you're loading it. I like to pin my quilts to my leaders, and I like to use corsage pins. It's just the method that works best for me. Okay, so there have definitely been times where I've started out pinning right here in the center and then pinned out. I feel like I have pretty good eye for this, I guess, because I've done it so many times at this point. So really what I'm doing here is lining up my center seams, and I even have my leader pulled over pretty far so I can see, okay, they are lined up straight. And then when I start pinning over here on this side and pinning across, I'm still kind of trying to look up at what I'm doing and pin. And I'm also not pulling it like super tight when I'm pinning. I'm leaving a little bit of space so that it can play a little bit. Okay, so once I have my backing all pinned, remember I've already laid this out. I know that it's the right direction. Next, I'm going to pin my quilt top to my leader. Personally, I love pinning my quilt tops to my leaders. I know some people prefer to float, but this is just what works best for me. And honestly, I recommend trying every method you can figure out there and see what works for you. I've tried them all, and I just keep coming back to pinning. So you can see I've already laid it out on here, and I figured out about exactly where I want it to go. It has a crease down the center, and if my quilt doesn't have a crease, I'll usually go and fold just a finger press crease to find the center. So I'm lining that center up now with my batting, or my backing. Now I haven't loaded my batting yet. I will do that, but often I like to load my quilt top and backing first, and then I'll do the batting last because I already know this is centered and I don't have to worry about trying to look through the batting or anything like that. I don't think there's a right or wrong direction. Sometimes I do the batting first and sometimes I do the top first. You can see I like to pull my leader up here on top of the frame so that I can see it. It's nice and flat. Then I'll pull the quilt top over it and pin it on. Now, something that is super duper nice about this quilt is she has gone through and added a stay stitch around the outside of these piece blocks. So because they're on the bias now with this stay stitch, it just holds the quilt really square. So now that I have this all pinned, I'm going to pull it down. Remember, I've got it laid out up there at the top, so I'll pull it down and then I'll roll it onto the leaders. And it may even, you know, be me kind of pulling it down, laying it back up there, making sure it's straight. You can see that it's not right there. That's better. So again, lining up that center. So now I'll roll it onto the leader. Okay, so next up is the batting, and remember I'm using the Quilter's Dream wool, and this is from a bag. It's the only batting I'll use from a bag just because it doesn't keep the folds or the creases. Right now they're in here, but they'll relax and the quilt will stay beautiful. So I'll lay it out on here, make sure that everything fits, and it looks like it's going to be a tiny bit larger, so I'm going to trim some off the end over there, but then I'll load the quilt top. So personally, I like the batting to be as big as the backing. So next up, I'll pull the quilt top up onto the frame. So So now it's time to start basting. For this quilt, I'm actually going to start right here in the center. I pulled up my threads and I'm going to run a basting stitch all the way across over to the right side. Then I'll stop over there, cut my threads, come back to the center and stitch over to the left side. The basting stitch that I'm going to be using is just a single stitch. I'm going to manually take this single stitch and I'm making it, I would say maybe about a 1/2 inch long. It may be up to 3/4, it may be a little bit less. Once I've stitched all the way across that top edge, then I'll tighten the top on my leader. So tighten it up just a little bit. It's not super tight. You can see there's still a lot of play here in my quilt top. A lot of times on camera, my quilts appear to be really, really tight on the frame, but there is definitely quite a bit of play going on there. So it's tightened up now. Now I'm going to do the same thing and run that basting stitch down the side here. I'll cut my threads and repeat that over on the left side as well. I also like to clamp out the sides of my quilt, so I'll use my clamp it to the side, tighten it over here on the end of the frame, and again, not too tight. I don't want that to cause any distortion or create any weird things. I just want it to keep it all as flat, but also with a little bit of play. All right, so I've got the quilt all loaded on my machine and I'm ready to begin the machine quilting. I'm super excited about the quilting on this quilt. I'm going to be doing a bit of ruler quilting along with some free motion quilting, like a combination of more traditional with more modern. I think it's going to be really awesome. I will be dropping an exclusive video where I'll be sharing my full process in the Piece and Quilt Academy. You can enroll in the Piece and Quilt Academy at any time over on our website, pieceandquilt.com. But in the meantime, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and I'll be back soon with another fun machine quilting video.